pulled out a trumpet and began playing When the Saints Go Marchin' In, as the brides held up the umbrellas they carried instead of bouquets and danced down the aisle out of the church and toward the parking lot, followed by their guests in a boisterous second line. People piled in their cars to make the short drive to Crozat Plantation B&B, where a special Réveillon dinner waited them under a party tent on the expansive front lawn. Eager to protect the heirloom gown that would be handed down to future generations, perhaps even her own daughter someday, Maggie disappeared into the manor house, where she traded the gown for a simple white cocktail dress. She returned to the festivities and admired the scene with Gran. Thousands of fairy lights looped around the inside and outside of the tent and twinkled from the lawn's ancient oak trees. Every table sported a centerpiece of white roses, dahlias, snowberries, peonies, camellias, and magnolias, perfuming the air with a rich floral scent. "It looks gorgeous," Maggie said. "And those flowers." She closed her eyes briefly and inhaled the fragrance. Grandmère gave her granddaughter the side-eye and fluffed her own silver hair, which sparkled thanks to a last-minute shake of glitter. "If I had $1 for every time you said, 'Gran, isn't that a little over the top?'" "I've never been so happy to be wrong." Maggie hugged her grandmother and kissed her on both cheeks. "Let's go find our husbands." "Ooh, it feels so weird saying that." "You get used to it," Gran said. "Of course, I am on my second." The women went off to locate their newly minted spouses. Moments later, a chime announced that dinner was being served. "Newlyweds first," Rufus declared, leading his wife Sandy to the front of a buffet line. He waved to Beau and Maggie, who were surrounded by well-wishers. "I thought the Creole tradition was to enjoy a Réveillon dinner on Christmas Eve." This came from Drusilla, a past guest who had returned to the B&B to celebrate the marriage. Lovey, her pet parrot, perched on her shoulder. In the 19th century, they celebrated Christmas and New Year's Eve with Réveillon dinners, Maggie explained. Beau clasped his bride's hand in his as they walked toward the nearest buffet line. "We cheated a little, since it's technically New Year's Day now. And we also mixed in some Cajun dishes with the Creole. But I don't think anyone's going to complain." Drusilla surveyed the repast in front of them, spread out on tables decorated with tablecloths in 2 shades of peach and trimmed with ivory lace. One table groaned under the weight of an array of appetizers. The next featured chafing dishes loaded with gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish etouffee, shrimp creole, seafood stuffed pastries, and more. Drusilla emitted a low whistle, which Lovey the parrot parroted. "I think I'm looking at the best meal of my life." "The best meal," Lovey said, copying the note of awe in her pet mom's voice. Beau and Maggie exchanged an amused look, then piled their own plates with a selection of dishes provided by their close friend, JJ, owner of Pelican's most popular eatery, Junie's Oyster Bar and Dance Hall. The couple's trek to join friends and family who had staked out a large table was delayed by congratulations from yet more well-wishers. By the time they sat down, their food was lukewarm to cold. "The fact that this still tastes so good is a tribute to JJ," Beau said, devouring his bowl of jambalaya. "Oh, yeah," agreed Gaynell Bourgeois, Maggie's close friend and founder of the eponymously named Cajun band garnering national attention. "I missed this when we were on tour." She speared a shrimp and popped it in her mouth, then speared a second one and dropped it with a giggle into the open mouth of her boyfriend, Tret Bertrand. Tret was the nephew of Maggie's new step-grandfather, which meant they were now related by marriage, although exactly how neither had figured out yet. Among the friends at the